everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Jurassic News! Yes, about a few hours after I posted my last Jurassic News episode, we had pretty much massive explosion in the Jurassic world with the LEGO sets being revealed. Of course, LEGO is one of those things that it's a gateway drug into something harder, like Gundam or Warhammer. You gotta make the guys. And when you make the guys, you paint the guys. I made you. Anyway, on to Legos. So yes, our first Lego set. Legos back on the menu, boys. We got this abomination. I mean, I don't know what else to say about this. It's the baby dinosaur Dolores Aqualops. Obviously, it's targeted towards younger kids, I think. You know, honestly, if you're making something like this, why just get an action figure? Like, I've never really understood it. That's just me personally. But the fact that we have this sort of creature, this dinosaur, sorry, calling a creature is like, this dinosaur. Do you remember when they tried to make Leonard from Dominion a thing, and then they cut out his scene? Yeah, Aqualops Dolores is giving Leonard the Listrodon vibe. It's like, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Anyway, we're on to the actual things. We have the Raptor Off-Road Escape Set, starring Ruben Delgado, Isabel Delgado, Baby Dolores Aqualops, and a Velociraptor. This is, apart from what we just saw, the cheapest out of the Lego sets. And the reason why we're looking at the Lego sets in the first place is, remember when Dominion came out? They showed the Indoraptor set, and with that I sort of guessed how the movie would end, and I put spoilers in the title because it pretty much was, I felt. And it turned out to be true. Anyway, so what we see here is the cheapest out of all of the sets. You get a Velociraptor, you get two characters, and you get a baby dinosaur. It's like a one-piece figure, and I mean, technically all the action figures are. We also get the only, I think, vehicle that we've seen in the trailer, this being a weird Jeep Wrangler, same like sand beige red colors as the ones in Jurassic Park, and again it has the Jurassic Park logo on the front, which is really weird. And then I don't know what this thing is, because the other Aqualops toy is electronic, and it has this red thing, and in the UK we call them fruit winders. I think in America you call them roll-ups or something like that. I don't know whether this is how she trains or like keeps it at bay. It follows there because she gives it a little treat. Almost the reverse of how you had the Lost World and the Compsognathus. Because, you know, we have to appeal to the kids. So I think this is the dad character and the daughter character, the family, who obviously, you know, are on, you know, they're sailing around the island, so somewhere near, and the Mosasaur and the Spinosaurs attack them. And if we look at the back of the box, we get the action sort of that you can do with this set, and that is the Raptor coming out of, or being launched from the grass. And actually, I didn't even show this in one of the T-Rex heads play sets. Polly Pocket, that was it, like the Polly Pocket sets. You have a Raptor that comes up at the bottom where the River T-Rex set is. So obviously this Raptor, it's a thing that apparently jump scares people at some point. Whether it's night or day, we really don't know. The second cheapest or third cheapest set, yeah, this is an extra like £15-ish. You've got the T-Rex River Escape. This, of course, being the scene that we've seen in the movie, where it gets woken up by, I'm assuming, Teresa Delgado and Xavier Dobbs. So I'm assuming this is the eldest daughter of the family, and she's brought her boyfriend along for their family vacation, and of course this went wrong, and they're together, and they look very happy rafting away from the T-Rex there. For £45, I mean, again, it's a T-Rex, cool, but we've had so many T-Rexes, and they're all the same model. And I will say that the paint job is different, but the one in Dominion was pretty much the same. It was browns and grays, and they've changed the pattern a bit more slightly, but apart from that, there really isn't like much going on here. The only thing that draws me to it is the T-Rex. If I didn't have a T-Rex, then maybe I would get the set. But out of all of them, it's one of the weakest, apart from the major big Aqualops. And of course, its action feature there is that it launches the boat when you hit the back or something like that. Next in the features, we have the Mosasaur boat mission. For an extra tenner, you get I don't know. Maybe this is controversial to say, But I don't really like the builder dinosaurs. I like the solid ones. Yes, the head comes off, whatever. But when you're making a dinosaur out of Lego bricks, it doesn't feel as special, if you know what I mean. Like, they could have done a whole custom one of this, and maybe it is. Maybe the parts of it there are custom, I suppose. But for me, well, anyway, that's beside the point. But with this one, you get at water, which is ironic because you're on the water. Yes, I do. Anyway, and you have Leclerc, and they're on a boat as well. And this is another little bit disappointing. I don't want to say it's all disappointing because it's not. But yeah, so this is, I would say maybe we haven't seen this boat before, but it's very obvious it's just a smaller version of the big boat, because remember the back of the boat is red and it's pretty much the same, but they've just scaled it down. It might even showcase a little bit of how the boat sinks, because if we look at the back of the box, you see it hit a reef and they all have to jump out. What's interesting here is you've got something that goes into the box there, and I think this, and again, remember with the toys and Lego, they have to lock in the designs and everything before they've even seen the movie. So the fact that this box is yellow, I think this is Zora's box with the DNA. So this may be the only kit that comes with it. And again, you've got one of the mercenary characters there holding a DNA vial there. You've also got a little ammonite, I think, on the rock. As well as, you know, the Mosasaur has this unique sort of swimming ability that they're really enjoying, because the Spinosaur we saw in the last episode has this action feature which has its tail swish, and it's really cool, really, really nice looking. But again, does it look like the Mosasaur from the movie? Not really. And again, it's one of these dinosaurs that's more blocky. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. That's just my personal bias. Anyway, the next one, we've only got 2 more sets. This has been one of them. And there is a set that is hidden, because if we go back, the Aqualops set was number 76970, and the next one you put a 1 on, and then a 1 and 1, so it goes 71, 72, 73, but then the one after that is a 72. So whatever set 76971 is, I think has the D-Rex in, and just like the Fallen Kingdom one, and kind of, but not really, Dominion, which had the Giga and the Therizinosaurs, maybe it's a little bit spoilery. So they really don't want to give anything away. And I think it's not just the dinosaurs. I think it's a whole scene. We'll get into that later. But this is the second, so right now, most expensive set. I think the one that's hidden may be the most expensive, but we'll see. This is the Raptor and Titanosaurus tracking mission. This one comes with 3 characters. You've got Martin Krebs, Zora Bennett, and Dr. Henry Loomis. That's the paleontologist character, Scarlett Johansson, and then the baddie. We don't know he's the baddie so far, but we can pretty much guess he's the baddie. As well as another Velociraptor. Now, this Velociraptor is exactly the same as the other Velociraptor, if these images are to go by. So that's a bit of a shame that, you know, we've seen the 2-headed raptor before in the trailer, and yet, you know, we're not getting like a different colored raptor. Okay, again, I think they're playing their cards close to their chest, but we'll get into that. You also have a drone, which may be how they get the DNA from the Titanosaur. That's something that I didn't even speculate. And then you've got some other things that I don't think are going to be in the movie. They're just here for the Lego sets. We had that in Jurassic World. Remember, you had the T-Rex capture vehicle, Jurassic World play set, and it was like T-Rex capture set, but that was never in the movie. And I think here you've got this go-kart with Scarlett Johansson's character in. You've got this motorbike with Henry Loomis, and you've got a sort of flare or torch, and this petrol station could be a thing. You know, we've got the old rundown lab in the movie, and I think that's, and of course the action feature here is that the tree gets knocked down by the Titanosaur. I don't know if it's much of an action set there, as well as maybe a base camp. Looks like there's a tent. And then on to the most expensive one at $139.99. It's £140, probably around $160, $170, or maybe $180-ish range. And you've got some big ones here. You've got the Spinosaurus and the Quetzalcoatlus, as well as the first, I think, real set in all of them, which is the temple. You've also got a 6x6 vehicle, which I don't think will also be in the movie. I think that's just they've put it in there, as well as the helicopter. Now, we have seen a helicopter, though this one's colored the same as the others, and the one that's in the leaks is only gray. So I think this is a helicopter that we're not going to see, but it's there. And also a waterfall. Have a look at what it comes with. We've seen in the T-Rex playset there was waterfalls with an ankylosaur, so maybe we're tying a couple of scenes together. You got them climbing on the side with Scarlett Johansson with the egg there, and you got booby traps. I don't think there's going to be booby traps. If they really go Indiana Jones level when they're going through the temple, I think it's a bit too far-fetched. You know, it's suspension of disbelief there a little bit, but, you know, I don't know. But what's good about this set is that we have a Spinosaur. And that is the first proper Spinosaur I think Lego has ever gotten. The only Spinosaur I can think of was the transforming dinosaurs, where you just put like a sail on the back of a head of a T-Rex, basically. And technically wasn't a Spinosaur. I don't know about this Quetzal. I think the Quetzal might be new, because we did get a Quetzal in Dominion. But the play features with this is that, you can see on the right there, that of course you've got the eggs that they get. And the whole temple, if you pull a thing at the bottom, comes apart, like it breaks down. So I'm assuming maybe in the movie we see something like that, a bit like Indiana Jones, possibly. Maybe the helicopter tries to shoot the Quetzals and gets taken down, and that's why we see the wreck of a helicopter, possibly. But I don't think the swinging axes and stuff is something we're going to get. But interesting that we are, you know, we've only got one Spinosaur so far, and this is the most expensive of all the sets. So this leads us into what we've got in the Legos so far. All the characters I think that we've seen have a figure. There's no hidden characters that I've seen in the trailers that don't have a figure. And in fact, Zora Bennett, Martin Krebs, and Dr. Henry Loomis both have the same figure. They're the same, like, costumes. Normally you'll get like a clean one and a dirtied version or something like that. Might be cool. But I very rarely do they ever do the same one, which is interesting. But everybody has a figure. All the dinosaurs sort of have figures. Again, shame about the Raptors. So, what could the hidden set possibly be? Well, obviously the These Nuts set. I think it will be the Lab Escape, priced at $99,999. I think we need a two-headed raptor. Of course you need the D-Rex. I think the Dilo is interesting, and I want at least 5 Zoras. Same outfit as well. I want to a nice round 7 if I have the whole set. 7 Zoras with all the same costumes. But on a serious note, I think, you know, Dilophosaurus wasn't in any of the Lego sets when it came to Dominion. And I think the reason for that was because it was like debate, right? Like they were trying to be like, oh, there's no Dilophosaurus in the movie because it's not in the Lego set. Was in the movie. And it was a surprise when it was in the movie because it wasn't in any of the trailers. So, now that Dilophosaurus is out the bag, we've had our funfair with that. The funfair for this movie was Spinosaur. Maybe we'll get a D-Rex and then the Jurassic World 3 Spinosaur. I highly doubt it, but there's a possibility. I'm not ruling anything off the cards, off the table here. But a Dilo would make sense. And I think it's either going to be a Lab Escape into the dock area, something like that. We've seen it's an emergency dock or something that they're at when they see the T-Rex. The two-headed raptor, I think is a bit too far-fetched. I think maybe if we're going to have a raptor, maybe it's the female version of the raptor. That would be more likely. And the joke about the Zoras, and not the ones from Legend of Zelda, although those do look cooler. I think it should be an alternate sculpt, or not sculpt, but just alternate, print on it. Just make her look a little bit different. She changes throughout the movie. She's got a hat in some of the film, right? So at least put a hat on her. Makes sense, but maybe girls can't wear hats because, of course, the hair is like a solid piece of the figure. I don't know. Anyway, I think the one we're missing has the D-Rex, or Diabolus Rex, or whatever you want to call it, possibly a Dilophosaurus, and maybe a two-headed raptor. I've heard the rumors that, or at least people have said that the other set might have the D-Rex and then the other 2 Spinos. And of course, if it has the other 2 Spinos, we could hazard a guess that it's going to be all the Spinos and Mosasaur take on the D-Rex. But I really feel they don't do it. Please don't make it that obvious. that the only things we've seen in the movie is like, oh, well, the big things will fight the big things. That's what happens. Because that was Dominion. We saw the Thera and the Giganotosaurus T-Rex, the three big things. Oh, yeah, they fight each other. And again, Jurassic World, T-Rex, Mosa, they fight each other. What about Fallen Kingdom? Indoraptor Blue, I guess. No, but yeah, Rexy didn't fight. But anyway, I feel like hopefully they don't go down that route. But anyway, I'll not waste any more time with this video. We've talked about the Lego sets now. Oh, if I waited one more day, I could have included that all in one episode. But hey, we'll put it all in one. And anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Oh, bye-bye.